Hello folks, this is Ragnarok. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my Battles of the Spartan Republic replay series. If you haven't already guessed, Battles of the Spartan Republic is the companion series to my Rome 2 Wrath of Sparta Let's Play titled Spartan Republic. I'm planning to do a battle replay series for each one of the Let's Plays I do. This way, anyone who wants to see those bird's eye view cinematic shots will have their wish granted. I think it will also be a great way for me to critique and possibly improve my own gameplay, and it will give me an opportunity to cover any historical or philosophical details that I may have forgotten or missed during the Let's Play. Now, I won't be covering every single battle. I'll only be posting battle replays on Wednesdays. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday will all be reserved for the regular Let's Play, which means I'll be choosing roughly one battle per 4 episodes. As my channel starts to grow, I hope to do some kind of a vote to sort this out, but for now, seeing as I'm more or less sitting here talking to myself, I'll be selecting the battle all on my own. For today, before I get this battle going, I wanted to briefly revisit Homer's Contest by Friedrich Nietzsche. If you've been following my Let's Play, then you should already have an idea of what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, I'll try my best to fill in the gaps. The part of Homer's Contest I want to discuss involves the depiction of war in art and culture. Nietzsche asks, why did the whole Greek world exult over the combat scenes of the Iliad? There could be any number of explanations for this. For the Greeks, peace was an interruption to war, not the other way around. This fact is reflected in their art, poetry, oral tradition, literature, and culture as a whole. Clearly, the aim was to glorify war. Today, many artists, filmmakers, writers, and so on often attempt to show the dark side of warfare and thus create something that speaks volumes against war. The great difficulty, however, is how does one depict war without glorifying it? How does something anti-war maintain its integrity without, at the very least, promoting war? This is something that will no doubt linger in the back of my own mind as I continue to make more of these videos. For now though, let's just sit back and enjoy the combat that's about to unfold. Just give me a second to get the camera sorted out here, guys, and we'll actually, I've got it on slow motion right now, so let's get the speed moving up. So this battle itself was probably shouldn't have happened. During the campaign, I failed to notice these two Athenian fleets sort of within striking distance of one of my richest settlements. I think this Kythera produces lead and also had the mine built up here as well, which means it was producing a considerable income for me. I also made the big mistake of, once I finally did notice these fleets within range of my my settlement, I had already hired all of my generals that were available. So I wasn't even able to put a general in place here. So that means all that we have facing this these two small navies is the garrison force. So a couple of Spartan youths, some javelins, and a couple armored marines, and a couple of archer marines are all that stand in the way of some definitely more elite troops, armored marines, and a few javelins, and also some archer marines. So number-wise, it's a fairly even matchup, but the quality of the Athenian troops definitely gives them a considerable edge. And also, playing on legendary difficulty, the AI does receive some combat bonuses during the battles that will help them sort of get a little bit of an edge over the human opponent. Now, this had me really sort of perplexed during the battle. I had no idea where these guys were going, and because I was so fixated on it, I sort of lose track of these two units. I never really noticed that they were just sort of sitting there. Which actually does have a pretty big effect on the end of the battle. So I'm moving this flank over here. I'm bringing in. I'm trying to sneak around my javelins to get in behind here, and as you can see, Athens, the Athenians are throwing pretty much everything they've got on my flank over here. So this is where I've got the majority of bulk of my forces. Got the Spartan youths in formation, and I've got my Marines ready to fight them off, or hold them off anyway. I probably should have snuck my general around here a little bit sooner. I'm going to do it eventually, but had I brought him around and got him here in behind these troops, might have been able to keep these guys, fight them back a little bit quicker. These javelins are going down pretty quick. I've got my archers focusing down on them, and I've also got my javelins coming over here to take on these archers. So combat wise, the javelins should have the edge over the archer marines, and I just want to really get all their range units out of the way so that I'm able to flank with my own javelins. Now the javelins that I snuck around this side, they're getting hit by these archers. So hopefully here in a moment I'm gonna get in on these archers. Now it's very crucial that I not waste ammunition during this battle, because the ammo is going to be extremely valuable. It's the only chance really we have of holding the settlement. My archers, also going to bring them around in behind here. I really want to take these Athenians out as quickly as possible, because all I have defending this flank is Spartan youths, and these Marines and armored Marines are going to cut through them very quickly. So see how things are going over here. The javelins getting in here, catching up to the archers. They are definitely struggling. I thought that my javelins would have a much more decisive advantage over these guys, but we do end up losing quite a few troops here, which is bad, because every time we lose a troop, we're also losing that ammunition, which we need desperately to be able to hold off the Athenians here. We're fighting over here. I think we're winning. This side, we're at least holding. We're definitely outnumbered here. The Athenians are trying to push through, and here come the armored Marines. Now the thing is, I probably should have put the Spartan youths into a hoplite wall here. However, the only problem with that is when they go into hoplite wall, they don't cover as much area. So I really just wanted to be able to cover this area so no one could sneak in around behind here and get into my exposed flanks. So unfortunately, wasn't able to do that, and that means that they're not going to last nearly as long. So so long as they can hold for a little while, we might have a chance here. We've got all of the archers cleaned up over on this side, and now our ranged units are in behind the exposed flanks of the Athenians, trying to wear them down and slowly take them out. So whether or not they're going to be able to do it in time remains to be seen. Ammo's slowly starting to become a concern as well. And back here, we also see some reserve javelins of the Athenians. This force also, I did not see. There's another unit over here somewhere as well. I'm not sure where they've gotten to, but in any case, I'm realizing that I need to get some of the troops over here over to support my youths on this flank before they start to break. They're very quickly getting whittled down. And here come my Marines to the rescue, hopefully. Whether or not we're able to hold out here, ooh, it's gonna be close. Gonna be really close. So still some Athenians here. Just need to keep those shots going. And I've actually sent my javelins over this way to try and help support this flank, because this is where we're getting a lot of pressure. The bulk of the remaining Athenian forces on this side, and we've actually almost, yeah, it looks like we've got this force out. Now these last few shots, I probably should have held them off. That's going to come into play a little bit later on. But yeah, definitely wasting some ammo, actually probably even getting some friendly shot fire. So now here's the big crucial mistake. I don't notice this javelin force to the point where we're losing a lot of jabs over here, and we need these jabs. One of these units has a fair bit of ammunition still, whereas my archers are almost out of ammo. Let's actually bring up the HUD. Well, actually, I don't know how to get the unit card up. In any case, I send them out, and then out of nowhere appears these Marines who are going to cut down my javelins in no time at all. And this is definitely the turning point of the battle. Losing my javs is it's not good. It's not looking good at all, folks. These two units that I lost track of, they are really the deciding factor of the force. The Marines are going to come in and push into the group here. I've got all my troops committed to this fight over here. You can see the carnage over here from this fight. But is it going to be enough? Can we hold this force? It's just steel against steel. Yeah, we're just fighting for our lives over here. Now, I've got my archers in here. I'm not sure. I think they committed their... yeah, it looks like they committed their javelins as well. They must have been out of ammo. And so my archers have, since these guys are locked into combat, my archers are able to just sort of unleash everything they've got into their exposed flanks. However, we are pretty much out of ammunition, which means I'm going to have to commit them to the fight. And even though that they're attacking, charging into the flanks here, they don't really stand much of a chance against these armored Marines. So whether or not we've got enough left, oh, and sorry, their javelins, they didn't commit them. They snuck them around in behind my flanks, and that's actually going to be just about it here. We're not going to hold out much longer. The youths are starting to run. The Marines are pretty much all we've got left. There's a few youths in there. Our archers are trying to do what they can, but we are in serious trouble here, and it's not going to be long now before the army breaks. And yeah, so we made a good fight of it. Definitely might have been able to win this one had I paid a little bit better attention. For sure, very confident I would have won had I had one more general unit in here. If I would have had a Royal Spartans, had I not in the campaign recruited all my available candidates, definitely would have been able to hold this port and fight off these two navies, which would have crippled the Athenian fleet. And also, we would have kept on hold of this valuable settlement. So now, as it is, I'm going to be forced to come back and retake this settlement, and this is going to set me back at least a few turns. So, costly enemy victory. We were still able to take out a considerable part of their fleet. But yeah, very disappointing that I was able to leave myself exposed like this. But what can you do? It's all part of the fun. We'll get back. We'll get some revenge on these guys in a bit in the coming episodes, I'm sure. So I just wanted to close out with my own personal beliefs about what I was talking about earlier with Nietzsche. That personally, I'm a firm believer that all war is a crime against humanity. Now, this notion is obviously complicated when people or peoples are faced with oppression, or if their families, friends, homes, community, or nation are threatened. Perhaps the virtue of the cause one fights for can somehow negate the crime, yet there's something fundamental, something inherent to fighting and killing one another that diminishes us as human beings. So thanks for tuning in, folks. Please share your comments. Really interested in this sort of, in the depiction of warfare and art and literature and all that sort of stuff. So let me know what you think about this as well, please. And we'll see you on campaign. Ragnarok signing out.